There are lessons in life that experience teaches us, and some of those lessons don't fully make sense until we're 50, 60, or even older. But what if you could learn these lessons now, no matter your age? What if you could skip decades of frustration, regret, and wasted time simply by understanding the wisdom people normally discover far too late? In this video, we're breaking down 6 powerful life lessons that take some people 60 years to learn. These are truths that can transform your relationships, your happiness, your confidence, your peace, and even your purpose. Stay with me. These may change your life. Most of what you fear never actually happens. This is lesson number 1. Think back to all the things you once worried about. What if I fail? What if people judge me? What if this goes wrong? What if I look stupid? What if I'm not good enough? Now ask yourself, how many of those fears actually turned into reality? The truth is, fear is imagination used the wrong way. Most people spend decades worrying about things that never happened, don't matter, or weren't as bad as they feared. Fear steals years, sometimes entire lifetimes. Fear shrinks your world. People avoid starting a business, speaking up, leaving toxic relationships, traveling, trying new experiences, making major life changes, just because of fear. But here's the twist. Ask someone at age 60 about their biggest fears, and most will say, I wish I hadn't been so afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting despite fear. It's doing the thing anyway. Every person you admire, every successful person felt the fear too. They just didn't let it decide their life. Fear loses power when you move. When you take action, fear shrinks, confidence grows, momentum builds. People who are 60 learn. Fear robs more dreams than failure ever has. Don't let that be your story. Lesson 2. People are too busy with their own lives to think about you as much as you think they do. This is a life-changing realization. Most people spend years, decades even, obsessing over what other people think. Do they like me? Do I look stupid? Do they think I'm successful? Do they notice my flaws? Do they judge my choices? But here's the truth people usually learn late in life. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you think they are. Everyone is dealing with their own worries, their own insecurities, their own responsibilities, their own distractions, their own problems. You're a small character in someone else's story. So live your life, not theirs. The freedom of not caring what others think. Once people reach 50 or 60, they often say, I wish I stopped caring sooner. Because when you stop worrying about other people's opinions, you take risks, you live authentically, you speak your truth, you pursue your passions, you enjoy life far more. Judgment is usually projection. When people criticize you, it usually says more about their fears, their jealousy, or their insecurity than about you. This is a wisdom people learn late, but you don't need to. The audience in your mind doesn't exist. Nobody is analyzing your mistakes. Nobody remembers your embarrassing moments. Nobody is evaluating your every move. Live freely. People are watching far less than you think. Lesson 3. Happiness is not a destination. It's a daily practice. Many people spend most of their lives chasing something, a perfect job, a perfect relationship, more money, a better house, a better future. They think happiness is over there, somewhere in the future. But when people reach 60, another realization hits. Happiness is not something you find, it's something you create. Money helps, but it doesn't solve everything. Research shows a minimum level of financial comfort reduces stress. But after that, happiness becomes less about possessions and more about relationships, health, purpose, gratitude, and peace. People who chase money often realize later they traded years of life for things they didn't need. Meanwhile, the simple joys were there the whole time. Happiness lives in small moments. Happiness isn't dramatic, it's ordinary. Morning sunlight, a walk, a warm meal, a hug, laughter, peace and silence, appreciation for simple things. But we're often too distracted to notice. As people age, they realize happiness was always in the little things, not in the massive life events. Gratitude is a skill, not an accident. Gratitude is not automatic. You train it like a muscle. People who are 60 finally begin to slow down enough to appreciate life. But what a tragedy that it often takes so long. You can start now. Lesson 4. Not everyone you lose is a loss. One of the toughest life lessons people learn, often very late, is that not everyone is meant to stay in your life forever, and that's okay. People grow in different directions. Friends you once thought were lifelong may drift. Relationships may fade. Family dynamics may change. People evolve, and not always together. But this isn't failure, it's life. Some people leave because your growth exposes their stagnation. As you improve your mindset, habits, goals, and environment, some people will feel threatened. They may criticize you, distance themselves, stop supporting you. At 60, people realize losing the wrong people creates space for the right ones. You outgrow people the same way you outgrow old versions of yourself. Just like you don't wear childhood clothes as an adult, you won't carry every relationship forever. Some connections expire, some people change, some memories fade, and that's okay. Release people without resentment. Not everyone is meant to stay. Some people are chapters, not the whole book. This lesson takes decades for many to accept, but once you do, you free yourself from unnecessary pain. Lesson 5. You are responsible for your own peace. A huge life lesson, one many people only realize at 60, is this. Your peace is your responsibility, nobody else's. Not your parents, not your partner, not your boss, not your friends, not society, you. Protect your energy. You learn over time that not every argument needs your input. Not every insult deserves a reaction. Not every invitation deserves a yes. Not every person deserves access to you. Peace is selective, and so must you be. Boundaries are not mean, they are necessary. People often reach middle age before mastering the art of boundaries, but boundaries protect your time, your mental health, your relationships, your purpose. Boundaries keep toxic people out and keep the best of you in. Letting go is not weakness. To keep your peace, you must learn to let go of grudges, expectations, resentment, past mistakes, toxic connections, people who consistently hurt you. People discover late in life that letting go feels like freedom, but you don't need to wait decades to feel that. Peace comes from within, not from external circumstances. Most people think peace comes from things going right, people treating them well, life being calm. But real peace is internal. It's learning to stay steady, regardless of what's happening outside. This is a level of wisdom many only reach after 60. You can reach it sooner. Lesson 6. Life is shorter than you think, but wider than you realize. We've all heard the phrase, life is short, but people often understand this only when they're older, when they look back and think, where did the years go? Why did I waste time worrying? Why didn't I take more risks? Why didn't I enjoy life more? But there's another truth. Life isn't short, it's also wide, meaning you have countless opportunities to reinvent yourself, to grow, to start over, to change direction, to become someone new. At 20, 40, 60, even 80, you can recreate your life. You have more control than you think. You can change careers, habits, relationships, lifestyles, mindset, environments, anytime, truly. People in their 60s often say, I wish I realized sooner that I could have changed. You don't need to wait. Start before you're ready. Most people wait for permission, for confidence, for the right moment, for guarantees, and decades pass. But the truth is, there is never a perfect time to start living the life you want. Regret is far worse than failure. Ask older people what they regret. They rarely regret things they tried and failed. They regret the risks they didn't take, the opportunities they avoided, the dreams they delayed, the love they didn't express. Start now, not later. So let's recap the 6 lessons it takes some people 60 years to learn. Most fears never happen. Don't let fear waste your life. People think about you far less than you imagine. Live freely. Happiness is a daily practice, not a destination. Create it now. Not everyone you lose is a loss. Let people go with peace. You are responsible for your own peace. Protect your energy. Life is short but wide. Reinvention is always possible. If you can learn these today, you will live decades wiser than your age. If this resonated with you, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. Which of these lessons hit you the hardest? Or what's a lesson you learned later in life? Thanks for watching, and remember, wisdom isn't about age, it's about awareness.